Part 6. A cosmic challenge. Years passed, and their love story deepened. Lila and Orion had grown into a team, tackling life's challenges with the balance their astrological opposites provided. Their New York life brought excitement, but it also introduced pressures neither had anticipated. Lila's art career soared, and Orion's work in environmental advocacy earned him recognition. Yet, the demands of their respective passions began pulling them in different directions. It was during a summer evening that tension reached a boiling point. They had planned a rooftop dinner to celebrate Orion's latest achievement, but Lila arrived hours late, exhausted from a gallery opening. The stars twinkled above them as Orion tried to hide his frustration. "I waited for hours, Lila," he said, his voice steady but tinged with disappointment. "This was important to me. I know, and I'm sorry," she replied, setting down her bag. "But you know how these events are. I couldn't just leave. It feels like everything comes before us now," Orion said, his gaze drifting to the skyline. "I'm proud of you, Lila, but I don't want to lose what we've built." Lila's fiery nature flared. "You think I'm not trying? You think I don't sacrifice for this relationship?" They stood in silence, the distant hum of the city filling the void. Lila's Leo pride clashed with Orion's Aquarian logic, creating a chasm neither wanted but didn't know how to cross. Part 7. Realignment. Under the stars. After a few days of space, Orion proposed a getaway to the mountains. "Let's realign," he said, holding her hand. Lila agreed, though part of her wondered if this was a band-aid for a deeper wound. As they hiked through the forest, far from the city's chaos, their connection began to rekindle. That night, under a crystal-clear sky, Orion set up his telescope. The constellations seemed to twinkle just for them. "Lila," he began, "we're like binary stars, two celestial bodies orbiting each other. When one drifts too far, the balance is lost. But when we realign, we shine brighter than ever." She smiled, her Leo warmth softening. "I never meant to drift. I got caught up in proving myself. I don't want to lose us either." The stars whispered their approval as Orion pulled her close. They spent the rest of the night rediscovering each other, reminding themselves of the foundation their love was built on: respect, trust, and the ability to find their way back no matter how far they wandered. Part 8. A shared mission. With their bond stronger than ever, they began exploring ways to merge their passions. Inspired by Orion's advocacy, Lila started incorporating environmental themes into her artwork, creating stunning murals that celebrated the Earth's beauty and fragility. Orion, in turn, found himself inspired by Lila's creativity, developing community programs that combined art and science to educate people about sustainability. Their shared mission became a new kind of constellation, a collaborative effort that brought them closer and created ripples of change in the world around them. They traveled to different cities, hosting workshops and leaving behind murals that told stories of hope and preservation. Part 9. A celestial blessing. One crisp autumn evening, under a sky painted with the colors of twilight, Orion surprised Lila with a proposal. It was during an outdoor art exhibit she had curated in Central Park. As the crowd applauded her work, Orion stepped forward and knelt before her, holding a delicate ring shaped like a crescent moon. "Lila," he said, his voice steady, "our stars collided for a reason. You're my North Star, my guiding light in every sky. Will you marry me?" Tears filled her eyes as she nodded. "Yes, Orion, 1,000 times yes." Their wedding, held under the desert sky where their story began, was nothing short of magical. Friends and family gathered, each representing a piece of their journey. As they exchanged vows, a shooting star streaked across the heavens, sealing their union with the universe's blessing. Part 10. A legacy of love. Years later, Lila and Orion sat on their porch, watching their twin daughters chase fireflies in the twilight. They had named them Lyra and Callisto, after the constellations that shone brightest on the nights they were born. As their children giggled, Orion turned to Lila. "Do you think the stars knew all along we'd end up here?" She leaned her head against his shoulder. "Maybe they did, or maybe we created this story ourselves. Either way, it's perfect." The stars above seemed to wink, as if in agreement. Their love had faced storms, eclipses, and the occasional retrograde, but it had endured, transforming and growing, just as the cosmos intended. Together, they had written a love story that would echo in the heavens for generations to come.